Imagine it's the late 1600s and philosophers wrestle with a wild question. Where does language come from? Not from experience or culture alone, but from something deeper, built right into our minds. This isn't just a dusty old debate. It's a puzzle Noam Chomsky dives into headfirst in Cartesian Linguistics, peeling back layers to reveal that language is wired into our very nature. But wait, how does this ancient idea still shape modern linguistics? Chomsky confronts centuries of thought spotlighting Descartes' radical idea that language isn't just learned but innate. This blows open a fresh way to think about how we speak and think. In 1641, René Descartes argued that humans can create an endless variety of sentences using a finite set of rules, like having a mental factory producing new ideas daily. This was no casual claim. It shifted language from habit to a sign of the soul's unique power. Chomsky resurrects this 17th century spark to challenge the idea that language is just learned behavior. Think of language like a building kit. Innate grammar works as the blueprint hidden inside your brain, ready to snap Lego pieces, words together into infinite structures. It's like having a secret recipe everyone shares even if they never saw the cookbook. This mechanism explains why toddlers effortlessly build sentences they've never heard before. Here's the kicker: this deep grammar underpins every human language, no matter culture or continent. Chomsky's insight transforms language from random noise into a window on the universal human mind, suggesting we all share one underlying cognitive architecture, a biological inheritance written in our DNA. Chomsky traces a lineage from Cartesian philosophy to 20th century linguistics, bridging centuries to explain why language is a biological phenomenon, no mere cultural artifact. In 19th century France, linguists like Ferdinand de Saussure dissected language's surface, sounds, and words, but remained silent on its mental roots. Chomsky reveals they unconsciously echoed Cartesian ideas by focusing on underlying structures over fleeting speech, unwittingly keeping Descartes' legacy alive in modern science. Chomsky steps in as the daring scientist-philosopher, transforming centuries-old thought into testable hypotheses. He proposes language acquisition isn't just habit formation, but a natural faculty wired into our brains, fundamentally merging linguistics with biology and psychology. Language, Chomsky argues, is more than communication. It's a window into human cognition itself. Understanding language uncovers how we think, how we reason, and even how power and politics exploit our ability to create meaning, making language study vital for all facets of knowledge. Beyond linguistics, Chomsky digs into how language models mind and shapes society, a cutting insight connecting grammar and governance. Chomsky argues syntax, the rules that order words into sentences, isn't arbitrary. It reflects how our minds organize ideas. For example, just like a well-structured argument is easier to follow, syntax molds thought flow, acting like the mind's invisible software guiding reasoning. Language isn't politically neutral. Governments, media, and institutions limit vocabulary and control discourse to shape what we believe possible or acceptable, essentially rewriting mental scripts. This linguistic censorship hides truths and stifles rebellion, turning speech regulation into a form of subtle oppression. But here's the hopeful twist. Recognizing language's innate structure and power opens paths to reclaim mental freedom. When we understand how language frames our thinking, we can break patterns imposed on us and spark cultural and political change, a linguistic rebellion of the mind. Remember that 17th century spark we teased at the start? It's not just history, it's alive in how you think and speak right now. Language isn't just learned, it's wired, and that wiring shapes your reality. Try this next time you struggle for words. Pause, sense the structure behind your thoughts, and see if you can break a mental script. You just might find a new freedom to speak and think bigger than before. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.